Hello and thanks again for joining me for another episode of The Planet Crafter, where we have covered almost everything in the game. We do have a few more things to unlock in the trade rocket, so we'll head over to Spaceport for that. And we'll order these last couple of things. So we've already bought a few of these in previous episodes. Grab one of the cocoa seeds, one of the wheat seeds. Did buy a couple of these off camera and produce some of that because we're going to be using some of that stuff in this episode, and I didn't want you guys to have to wait for that. So I've already bought a couple of them, but I'll buy a couple more. Now these chips are a one-off thing, so we'll order one of each of those. So that is a cooking station, smart fabric, customizable sofa, and a customizable bed. So we'll send that off, and that is going to take a few minutes to come back. So what I'll do is I will wait until that comes back, and I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so our rocket's almost back. A few more moments. See it start to come down from the sky there. There it is. So once that comes down, we'll grab our stuff and we'll get to work. So this will pretty much cover everything I think in the game. I do have something else planned for the next episode. Let's grab that stuff. Head down here. Now, when you hover over these, it does tell you what they are. But let's decode them. So there's the customizable bed, the customizable sofa, the smart fabric, which is used for both of those, and the cooking station. Alrighty, so now that we've unlocked those, we are going to head over to a new addition that I've added above our office, a new luxury suites area, and we'll get to the suites in a minute. But okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop cocoa seed in there, and I'm going to set a supply on that. But as I said, I did already buy some of these, and I've got some ready so that we can get straight into the stuff in the episode. Same with the wheat. But over this side, I'll do the same. Pop that in there. Set a supply on that. Alrighty. Now we're going to head over to the factory. And over here, do have an autocrafter ready for us. Now, interestingly enough, you can set a supply and demand on smart fabric really early in the game, pretty much as soon as you get the autocrafter, I think. However, we can't make it until we've unlocked this blueprint, which we've done now. So I'll set that up to autocraft. And there it goes. And let's see, we've already got drones on the job taking that. So I do have a container back at our luxury suites ready to receive that stuff. All right, so let's head back there. Now this is the big domed living compartment, and this doesn't seem to like a lot of stuff being built in it. The only place it'll actually let me place this is right in the middle. So I'm just going to pop that there. Now, this has a bunch of recipes in it. It does not have an inventory, and it does not have supply and demand. And we can't supply or demand any of these things, except for the high quality food on our other containers. but none of these have supply or demand on them. We have to make them manually, and we just need to have the items in our inventory to do that. So the first thing on the list is the chocolate, which takes 6 cocoa. So I'm just going to grab as much of that as I can, and I'm just going to hold control while I click on this a few times. Make as many as I can. So grab some more. And do the rest of it. Okay. Shove them back in there. Alright, so that is the chocolate. We can't eat it. It is used as an ingredient for other things that we're going to make. But the next thing we're going to need is the flour, which uses 6 of the wheat each. So that's here. So just going to hold control while I click on that. Make as many of them as I can. Can't eat the flour either. That is also used for other recipes in here. So I'll just make up all of this. Okay, shove that back in there, and we'll shove our flour in there. Alright, so the first thing is the croissant, and that takes 3 of the flour. We'll make one of those, and there it is. So that restores 75 health. So it's not quite as good as the, as the normal high quality food. But there it is. If you get bored of boring food, well, don't need to eat packet slop anymore. Alright, so the next thing along is a cookie. So we need 3 chocolate and 3 flour. So we have our 1, 2, 3 chocolates and 3 flour. Make one of those. And that restores as much as the other food, this packet food. However, it also increases your running speed. So let's pop that in there. Alright, now next on the list is a birthday cake. 3 chocolate, 3 flour, and 3 honey. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I've got some honey in here. So I believe this was to commemorate the first year of the game's birthday. We can't eat it. We can drop it. And it does look quite tasty. But unfortunately we can't eat it. So we'll pop that in there. Alright. So now we've got honey cooked beans, which takes the 3 vegetables, doesn't use a mushroom. No recipes here that use a mushroom. So we'll grab an eggplant, squash, bean, the honey, and we'll whip one of those up. So there we go. Doesn't restore as much health, but it is supposed to reduce your thirst. So if you're getting thirsty all the time, like I am, then maybe that's an option for you. Okay, So next on the list we've got fish soup. So we need a Provios and a Vilnius and some honey. So we've got our Provios eggs, our Vilnius eggs, and our honey. And to watch my how to get all the fish episode, shouldn't have any problem getting those eggs, but we'll make one of those up. And once again, doesn't restore as much health as some of the other food, but it does reduce your oxygen consumption. So that might be a good option for things like exploring the cenote, where you've got to do that really long dive. Alright, now we've got a bit of a meteor storm going on. So that's quite a view. Alright, well, I'm going to wait until this storm settles down and I'll be back to you in just a moment. Okay, so storm's over. So down here, I now have a couple of suites set up. So we've got a single suite. We'll take a quick look in there. These here, I haven't really touched on decorations, but it doesn't do much. It does produce 5 oxygen, not a lot. It's more decorative than anything else, but that's all that is. You build it and then you pop your flower in there. So we'll move in here. Got a desk. Got a couple of decorations up. Over here we've got the single bed, which is in here. We've got some snacks. Little sitting area where you can stare out at the ocean. So that is the single room, and I'm going to need some of this. So now we'll check out the penthouse. In here we have a couch there so you can sit and watch the numbers tick up. We've got a workstation here. Got our bed there, and lay in bed watching a documentary about frogs. We've got our snacks and our beverages. Got a couple of decorations around. We've got a large sitting area here where you can just stare out at the ocean when it's not so dark. And a little place to sit and eat your breakfast. So we're going to get rid of this. And losing a few frames here. Alright. We've got this set on supply. We're going to pop that stuff in there. And we're going to replace that with the new smart one. So we need some smart fabric, which should be in here. Okay. So about there. Looks good. Alright, so if we click on this, we can now move all around here to change colours. We can click on the bars here for more specific sort of colours. Black looks quite comfy for there. Okay. Got another one over here. Now we don't have ability to change the corner pieces, but let's take that one out. We'll shove this stuff in the laundry, and we'll grab a couple more smart fabrics. And we'll pop that one there in the middle there. I do wish they would add a snap feature to these pieces. I do find that it can be difficult to get them lined up sometimes. So what sort of colour? Maybe a purple would kind of blend in nicely with the blue. Like that. Alrighty. And now the bed. So get rid of that one. So shove all this stuff in the laundry. And what do we need for this? So we've got our 2 super alloy and 4 of the smart fabrics. Okay, let's grab that. Plonk that down. And let's see. That looks quite comfy. Alrighty. So there we go. Now, interestingly enough, so this is a couple of floors above our office, and from our office we can see the cenote over there. But this high up, we lose that view of the cenote. But we've still got a decent ocean view here. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. So, did you enjoy this episode? Please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Do have one more video planned to show a few things. But other than that, we've pretty much covered everything there is to cover in the game at this point. But stay tuned. I do have at least one more, and then maybe I might do some individual tips and tricks videos that aren't actually part of this series. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.